Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse, Endgame, Rookie, and Mr. Bloom 2-pack. Rookie is a Megafigure, and this is the suit that Gordon wore when he was Batman and still working for the GCPD. Mr. Bloom is an obscure Bat Rogue, and I'm really excited for him. This is part of a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, Target exclusive, gold label, etc. Street dated for 7/21. I saw these at the store, but I couldn't purchase them, so I came back today, and here we are. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, this is part of the gold label collection. A gold label figure is simply a retailer exclusive. Whether it be Walmart or GameStop, this particular gold label is a Target exclusive. DC Multiverse, Rookie, and Mr. Bloom. One Mega figure, one regular figure. Looks like we have an alternate head for the Rookie, display base, a couple display stands, and collector's cards. One side of the package, Rookie and Mr. Bloom. Other side, same thing. At the bottom, there is the barcode, if that helps anybody. And on the back side, you can see the Rookie and Mr. Bloom. So with no further ado, let's open them up. And of course, I did get two of these sets. One of which to open and enjoy, the other one to keep unopened in my complete Batman and related unopened action figure collection. I also wanted to tell a quick story about getting these figures this morning. So, last night I pulled up the Target app, and I knew these guys were street dated for 7/21. Not a big deal. I wasn't trying to get them. Well, I was, but I wasn't trying to cheat the system or anything. And last night after midnight, I noticed, oh, it has the option to purchase it and do online pickup. And I thought, you know what? Forget that. I'll just go there in the morning and get them. Should be no problem. So my closest Target said they had 4 of them. I was like, cool. Should be no problem. I'll get them. And a couple of wrestling figures I'm waiting for. And then in the morning, I loaded it up about 8 a.m. and bam, they were sold out. I'm like, what the hell? How are they sold out? The online pickup is cheating. You can do that and pick it up any time of the day. If you're a collector or a hunter, I just think that's kind of cheating and BS. But you snooze, you lose. So I went to a different store, gave them the number. They had 2 of the Rookie sets. They brought them both out and told me they could only sell me one. And I'm like, why? That's not a thing. You don't have a policy that you can only sell one toy to one person. The website, you can order as many as you wanted. If it's on the shelf, I can buy as many as I wanted. Your job is to provide good customer service and make money for Target. So why the hell can I not buy 2? And he said, anything street dated, we limit to 1 per item on the first day. You can come back tomorrow and buy as many as you want. And I'm like, really? All you're doing is making me go to another Target, waste 25 minutes before I can go home. And he's like, yep, that's just the way it is. And I was like, all right, whatever. I'm not even going to argue. This is no point. But it's definitely not a policy. It's something that they totally made up. And I've had Targets do that to me before. And to make matters worse, there was this wrestling figure in the newest wave called Big Bubba Rogers. And he has a white shirt, but there's a chase variant with a blue shirt. And I did an online pickup for that guy because it wouldn't let me do it for Rookie for whatever reason at that store. And I got the chase one. So I was like, okay. So I asked them if they had any more. They brought out 4 more on the white shirts, the regular one, and I wanted one of each. And they said I couldn't get it. They said I could only get either the blue shirt or the white shirt, not both. And I'm like, what the hell? So, annoyed, I got the chase one, got the hell out of there, went to the next Target that said they were out of stock on the Rookie, and sure enough, they actually had him. I got him, the white shirt wrestler, blah, 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 went home. Target definitely pissed me off today. Alright, now that these figures out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. Don't have a lot in the accessory department. We have a display base for both the figures. We have a display base for each of the figures, a collector's card, and then an alternate unmasked head for the Jim Gordon Rookie. No other accessories, and that's fine. Just really happy to add both these figures to my collection. We have Batman in a large armored suit, and then Mr. Bloom, a newer and obscure Bat Rogue that's never been made before. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the figures. We'll check out their accessories, height, and articulation, and we'll compare them with a bunch of other relevant action figures. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And even though Mr. Bloom is the one that I'm personally looking forward to the most, it's a brand new character, I'm going to start with the Rookie, which is probably the figure that most people want most in this 2-pack. Before we take a look at the Rookie, let's check out the non-character specific accessories. So we have this large display base, which is for the 2 figures together. It's kind of ruins on the ground. You can see a sewer grate. a little street sign, a tire. I don't think they've included this before, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just not remembering right. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 pegs for the peg holes in their feet. Kind of hollow, kind of basic. And paint job is kind of bland. You could repaint this thing and make it look really cool. And then here are their display stands. Typical McFarlane display stand we've seen a million times before. It's a black circle, thin, basic. And here are their collector's cards. As you can see on the left, we have the Rookie, the large armored bat suit that Jim Gordon wears and uses. And then on the right, Mr. Bloom. And if you want to read the back of their collector's cards, pause now. So here's the Rookie. This is a large, mechanized, automated bat suit that Jim Gordon wore while he was Batman between 2015 and 2016. At this point, it was believed that Bruce Wayne or Batman was dead, but of course he wasn't, but he was out of the game for a while, and Jim Gordon took over as Batman, which sounds incredibly stupid. I've always thought it was, but it does have some pretty cool designs. You can use this Rookie as Bruce Wayne's armored bat suit, a GCP automated thing, etc., etc. Now, Gordon wore a bat suit, and sometimes he would wear the Rookie, and sometimes the Rookie would be automated and help him. This is a Megafig, and it is enormous, super tall. It comes with an unmasked head, so let's take a look. Starting with his head, he's got this black sort of dome or visor, giant bat ears or antennas, 2 missile launchers on the side. Let's go further down. Bat symbol on the chest as usual. Blue and red lights like the police department. It's literally labeled GCPD. I mean, who funded this thing? Wayne Tech? The police department? Who knows? It looks like single jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Blue paint job is typically a police color. It seems a little bland. It could look a little more metallic. We'll compare it with the other versions of the Rookie that I have here in a little bit. Happy to add him to the collection. I think it's a dumb concept, but makes for a pretty cool figure. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. It just looks kind of bland. I mean, it's a circular head with a giant black sort of glass dome at the front. Not really sure how to make it more interesting. And then here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, and it's simply the 2 different heads. One with a mask or helmet on, and one the Jim Gordon unmasked head. Here he is with his first head. This one has the mask or helmet on, and then with the alternate unmasked Jim Gordon head. Here's a look at both the Rookie unmasked Jim Gordon head and the Jim Gordon Batman unmasked Jim Gordon head. Similar style, but the Rookie one seems considerably smaller than the Batman one, which is kind of odd. Now I wanted to check out the differences between this new McFarlane Megafig Rookie and the DC Direct Deluxe version and the Mattel Build-A-Figure version. And they all sort of have their pros and cons. I'd say McFarlane one is definitely the largest. DC Direct has the best paint job, and Mattel is kind of the weak one of the bunch. So let's take a look. Now they all have the similar sort of design scheme. Large antennas, bat ears. They both have the big visor. Now this one here, it actually looks sort of semi-transparent. I'd say it looks a lot better here. This one is simply painted black on top. They both have the rocket launchers. His are more on his shoulders. His are more down around the biceps. You can see the Batman symbol. This says GCPD. This does not. They both have the red and blue lights. They both have that weird sort of skirt type thing. Not really sure what's going on there. A lot of similarities. A lot of details. But this one has a metallic paint job, and it is definitely my favorite of the 3 paint jobs. And let's check it out next to the Mattel one, which is the sort of weak link. Paint job, very similar. This one actually looks a little bit more metallic than that one, and this doesn't really look metallic at all. The head, similar, although I think the visor part looks a little better on the Mattel one. Rocket launchers look way better on McFarlane's. Bat symbol, the lights. This one actually says GCPD, where the DC Direct one does not. They both have the little lines at the front, lines on the legs. All 3 of them have that in common. Little skirt thing is quite different on all three of the rookie figures. Pretty cool, but I'm going to have to say McFarlane is probably my favorite just because he is so damn large and it makes it very unique. If only he had a paint job as good as the DC Direct version. Now they've taken a pretty good look at the rookie and his accessories. Let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing about 9.7 inches tall, which can translate to about 24.5 centimeters. And if you go to the top of the ears, about 11.2 inches tall. And for his articulation, starting with the head, of course, you're going to rotate side to side, look up and down the tiniest bit, a little more than I thought. Can't really tilt his head from side to side. The antennas are in the way. Shoulders on a ball joint goes up about 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all the good stuff. He does have that butterfly ring between his shoulder and chest area, increase the range of motion and cover the large gap that would be there. Bicep cut, single jointed elbow. Actually, it sure looks like it's a double jointed elbow, but you really can't get it to go in any further than this. His wrist can rotate, and if it's hinged, really can't get it to do much there. I think it is, but it's really sort of blocked by the way it's armored here. Ball joint the torso, rotate around. Forward and back, good amount, but rotate around barely at all. Another one on the waist. That one can actually rotate around. Go forward and back between the two. Pretty good range of motion in the torso area, especially for a big, giant, bulky robot type figure. Legs completely does the splits. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation is very good on this guy. Legs go forward. I don't know about that far. Go to the side maybe a little bit more. Back, not at all. Goes out about that far. Double jointed knees, they go all the way back. And the ankles, forward and back. Rotate, tilt, rock, and of course, articulation. Now let's check them out. Next to some other Jim Gordon figures. Here's the DC Direct version of the Jim Gordon rookie suit. And here he is, next to the Mattel DC Multiverse Build-A-Figure rookie. And here he is, next to both versions of the McFarlane DC Multiverse, Jim Gordon as Batman. So Jim Gordon would wear this bat suit like this, and then he would get inside the rookie, dressed just like this. This is the regular version of the bat suit from the comics, all in black. And here's the Platinum Chase variant done in sort of a metallic blue paint job, which is not accurate to anything from the comics, but a cool figure nonetheless. Then, next to both the DC Direct version of Jim Gordon as Batman on the left, and the Mattel DC Multiverse version of Jim Gordon as Batman on the right. So here are all of the different Jim Gordon as Batman figures that I have. DC Direct, McFarlane, and Mattel. Now, I'm not a fan of Jim Gordon as Batman. I think it's a terrible idea. I think it's stupid. The Jim Gordon I'm familiar with is an old man smoking a pipe on top of the GCPD headquarters, hitting the bat signal, meeting with Batman, etc. But can't deny that it is part of comic history, and it makes for some pretty cool figures. And they've made many more Jim Gordon figures, but in his typical attire, usually a trench coat, shirt, and tie. Here's the rookie next to all of my different DC Direct Jim Gordon figures. And here he is, next to a Diamond Select Toys TV show Gotham Jim Gordon on the left, and the Mezco 112 Collective Gordon on the right. Then, next to some Mattel Jim Gordon figures. And let's not forget about McFarlane's 66 comic Jim Gordon. And although this is not a legit Jim Gordon figure, here he is next to a Diamond Select Toys Westworld Bernard Lowe. Bernard Lowe is played by Jeffrey Wright, who played Commissioner Gordon in The Batman, so it works as a good fill-in for him. Here's the rookie, next to a couple of other McFarlane Mega figures. These are kind of Batman in armored suits. We have the Justice Buster and the Fulcrum Abominus. Now let's check out Mr. Bloom. Mr. Bloom is an obscure Batman villain from the New 52. I love when they make Batman characters they've never made before. Mr. Bloom meets that description. Now, Mr. Bloom originally wasn't a villain. He was a regular guy trying to help Batman. He had these things called seeds, and when he exposed somebody to them, they would get metahuman powers. He exposed his brother to some of the seeds, and he became a superhero, and I believe he was killed by a corrupt cop, which led to Mr. Bloom hating the police. At one point, Batman, quote-unquote, died. Jim Gordon took over as Batman, and as ridiculous as that is, that's what happened. And then Mr. Bloom sort of despised Batman, despised the police being Batman, etc. And essentially, he became a villain. He started exposing a bunch of people to different seeds, creating different supervillains, etc. He, of course, exposed himself, giving him super strength, super agility, and the ability to sort of stretch and contort himself. He has claws, etc. That is the short version of Mr. Bloom, but I'm really excited to get a figure of him, even though it's kind of a bland and boring looking figure. My only sort of complaint is they could have made him a little bit taller, thinner, stretched out, but he's not always that way. He could appear in many different shapes and forms. So let's take a look. When I first saw this guy, I thought, it looks like Star Wars the Conqueror got to him. That's not really what's going on. It looks like a sunflower on his face here. Kind of interesting. He's sort of a plant-based villain. Mr. Bloom. He should work good with Poison Ivy, Swamp Thing, and I hope eventually McFarlane gives us the Floronic Man to have a quad of plant characters. Looks like a totally white head with this sort of flower thing in front, and I guess that's how he sees. Totally bland, blank, black torso. Double-jointed elbows, double-jointed knees. He has these long sort of salad fingers or claws, and it looks really weird. He's kind of creepy. He's got gray sort of dress slacks, once again, very bland, and then some black shoes. As a whole, I mean, he's kind of boring looking, but I'm so happy to add Mr. Bloom to the collection. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt, which is pretty much just a white head with a big flower on the front. Mr. Bloom here does not have any traditional accessories. His hands come off very easily, and it would have been nice if he had an alternate pair of hands. That way he had more different display options or action features, especially for the price point of this set. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing about 7.4 inches tall, which can translate to just under 19 centimeters. That would have been kind of cool if maybe he came with some alternate legs or torso pieces that could make him a lot taller and thinner, but he's still really cool as is. And for his articulation. Starting with his head, of course, he can rotate side to side. He can look up, not too much, up and down about that far. Can't tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint goes out about 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got that butterfly ring between his shoulder and chest. Increase the range of motion and covers a large gap. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows, they go all the way in. His wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged. Torso, ball joint, rotate around, forward and back. Another one in the waist. Rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, pretty good a range of motion. I seem to get more of the torso than the waist on this guy. Legs, completely does the splits. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation, minimum but there. Legs go forward all the way. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And then his ankles, forward and back. Rotate. Not much on the tilt rock there. And yes, toe articulation. So Mr. Bloom is an obscure villain that's never been made before. And I love that. McFarlane's actually done a pretty nice job making a bunch of obscure Batman characters that they haven't done before, and a bunch more on the horizon. We have Polka Dot Man, The Abyss, and Punchline. All these guys are technically Batman villains, and none of them have ever been made by a different company. Now it's very interesting. We have a Polka Dot Man, Mr. Bloom, Abyss, Punchline, but we don't have Black Mask, the Ventriloquist, a comic version of Poison Ivy, a comic version of Two-Face, etc. We need Firefly, Maxi Zeus, all kind of other Bat Rogues. McFarlane also has both Ragman and Clock King upcoming, a couple of other really cool, obscure Batman characters. There are so many more I'd love them to make, but this is a pretty big accomplishment in front of me. And I want to give a huge shout out to McFarlane for making both Catman and Mr. Zsasz. Although Mattel made a Catman figure, and both Diamond Select and DC Direct made a Mr. Zsasz figure, I think these are nice additions to the line, and more obscure Bat Rogues. I love it. And I guess I have to mention Batman Beyond's Blight, Shriek, and Ink. Hasbro made a Blight figure a long time ago, but it was much smaller. No one's ever really done a Shriek figure, and the only Ink figure I'm aware of is an old Burger King toy. But this is Ink posing as Batman, so it's not her in her traditional look. But I was focusing on more comic Batman villains, not from a What If Batman Beyond storyline. Still, really cool figures. And their Multiverse line is not the only place they've made some new Bat Rogues that have never been done before. In their 66 line, they did Egghead, Bookworm, King Tut, and Lord Deathman. I would love to have these figures in 7-inch scale, but for now, these will do. And even in the animated series line, they gave us both Lockup and Condiment King, two villains I never thought would see the plastic form, and here they are in front of us. I could totally see Mr. Bloom teaming up with Poison Ivy, doing some plant-themed crimes, or maybe even Swamp Thing. And like I said before, I really hope eventually McFarlane gives us a Floronic Man. Here's a look at Jim Gordon in the rookie suit, facing off with Dr. Bloom on the Gotham City streets. GCPD SWAT fan behind them. Now let's check them out, next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here they are, next to Fire and Metallo, two other Target exclusive figures that I picked up today. And here they are, next to the Rebirth Tim Drake Robin that came in the mail yesterday. Then, with the Joker and Punchline 2-pack. Then, next to the Nightfall, Bane vs. Batman 2-pack. And now, next to the Dark Knight Trilogy, Morgan Freeman, Lucius Fox. Here they are, next to the Amazon exclusive, glow-in-the-dark Batman Joker Robot, and the GameStop exclusive, Frostbite Joker. And here they are, next to the Mr. Freeze, Ambush Bug, and Booster Gold Wave. Then, next to the Kryptonite Doomsday glow-in-the-dark Megafigure. And now, with some recent McFarlane Toy Store exclusives, Mr. Zsasz, Kingdom Come Armored Batman Patina variant, and Infected Batman Nightmare variant. And finally, next to the most recent wave of McFarlane Collector's Edition figures, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of Penguin, Starfire, and Captain Boomerang. Now let's check them out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how they fit in, both scale and style-wise, in case you don't know which lines you can mix them with. Since they're McFarlane toys, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start my comparisons with some of the large action figure lines I collect, and work way smaller. But first, let's check them out next to some other McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. And now, next to some Jack-specific wrestling figures, and some Diamond Select toys. Here they are, next to a bag of cat treats. And here they are, next to some DC Direct and NECA figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel DC figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, with some SH Figure Arts and some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, this is a fantastic figure set. Most people out there want the rookie from the set, and I'm happy to add the rookie to my collection, but I'm more excited for Mr. Bloom. It's a brand new Batman Rogue that I can add to the collection, and I love that sort of stuff. Now, Mr. Bloom is a very basic figure. The torso, the legs, very little detail, very little extras, pretty bland and pretty blank. I love his hands, I love his creepy fingers, I love his head with a flower on it. Rookie, on the other hand, is a beast. He's enormous. Detailing is pretty nice, although the paint job could be a lot better. Their accessories are damn near non-existent. If I were to rate these guys, probably give Rookie a 7.5 and Mr. Bloom a 7. Mr. Bloom is just a very basic figure, and that's fine. He's a basic looking guy. I'm really happy with both of them. Very pleased to add them to the collection. There's just something very bland about Mr. Bloom, and the Rookie could be a little better. I would love to see some customizers give that guy an excellent paint job. It would really elevate the figure. As usual, McFarlane has a fantastic sculpt and a paint job that doesn't quite do it justice. So happy to finally get a Mr. Bloom figure. That is just awesome and unprecedented. Can't believe we have Mr. Bloom, and there are so many more common and well-known Bat Rogues that we don't have. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure videos from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.